Hello, in this video I'm going to be replacing the spark plugs and spark plug wires, including the dreaded number 6 on the VG33E. So most of the time when you buy spark plugs, they're going to come pre-gapped. You buy them for what you need, or your vehicle specs. A lot of them are going to come pre-gapped. Of course you're going to need the spark plugs and spark plug wires to do that. This move, but you're also going to need, not required, but it helps take the boot off later, helps with moisture control. Now these NGK plugs are silicone boots, and they'll hold up pretty well, but I'm still going to go ahead and put a little bit of this on the inside. You may also need a spark plug gapping tool. These are not the best. I like the little flat blades better, but I bought this when I was in high school. The gap is 0.043 inches, so they're already set, but I did want to show a couple things you may want to use as well. With spark plugs, the way you work them is replace one at a time, and you want to make sure you put the gap, or you kind of measure the wire that you take off and add it, or lay it out next to your new wires. Make sure that they all are about the same length, and just go on down the line. For these plugs, the factory manual says between 14 and 22 foot-pounds, so I'm probably going to shoot for somewhere in the middle, maybe 18, 19. I'm going to go ahead and set this torque wrench. Alright, so you see I've set my 0 to 15, and I'm going to go 3 more to make it 18. I'm going to line up that center spline just like that. I don't know if you can see it or not. And we're on the foot-pounds, and we're just going to tighten it up. So we'll come back to the torque wrench later. Alright, so I'm going to start on this first one here. Should be the shortest run. Okay. There we go. Alright. Before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some air. So make sure there's nothing in that chamber to fall in. Always make sure that any spark plug wrench or socket that you use does have the gasket on the inside. You do not want your spark plug falling back down. I've had that happen where I had a tip of it break off, didn't realize it. Well, I knew it dropped, but I didn't know it broke off. And when I started the engine from that day forward, it was rattly. So that was on an old truck that I had before this one. But yeah, just make sure you definitely have that gasket in there. It'll make your life so much easier. Alright, you'll feel it when it kicks, whenever it grabs, it'll sink down there. So, when I got it loose, I just like to hand pull after that. As you can see, these are definitely time to change. So you want to try and get it back down there without getting your electrode covered in gunk. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this cable, and we're going to find our shortest plug here. These are actually labeled. It says number 1 on it, right there. It's been a while since I've done any spark plugs, so that's good. I like that. Okay. In place. And in place. Alright. That one did not feel good, nor did it feel like it wanted to come out. Again, bad shape. We'll look at them. You can see they're pretty close to the same length here. This is the way I've always done it. You should consult and make sure that this is the right way. Just put a little bit of grease on the inside there. And do the same. What I like to do on this side is just go on the outside of the plug. The distributor. Felt good, snapped in. This one's tricky because there are parts in the way, but I'm just going to be gentle, try and get it out. This should be number 5, I believe. Let's see. Yep, number 5. There you go. There we go. This is number 2. Okay, so now here comes the hard one. The one you can't see, the one that really sucks. I've never done it, but I guess now's a good time to figure out how to work it. I can certainly tell you this is not the most comfortable position I've ever been in. This is where mechanics earn their money, right here. There we are, number 6. This one was a pain in the butt. This was extremely difficult. Getting this plug out literally took me an hour to complete. You have to run your hand down the firewall and then back towards the front of the truck to locate the spark plug. Okay. Done. Okay, so the number 6 has changed, and that was a chore, I'm telling you what. I was laying on top for a while. You saw in the video I had my knees propped up, but that just wore out. So I ended up just laying on the top. I want to show you where this was. flip my viewfinder around. Alright, so you see that there are two notches here. One right here, this side, one right here. If you follow that down and back a little bit this way is where that plug is. I don't know if I can get down in there or not. Nah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. But essentially, if you'll follow that notch down, there's this blue and red cables, and back behind that is where you'll find that plug. You pull the boot off, you lose it again. You just follow it down with your finger. Like I said, down that second notch and kind of back a little bit, and then when you go back a little bit, then you go that way. It is the funkiest thing. I guess that's why they recommend to take off the exhaust manifold to do this, but I didn't feel like doing that. Took me, actual real work, maybe an hour, 2 hours, something like that. The first ones are real easy. It's that last one that takes all the time. So I'll have to go back and look in the camera and see what it was, but I'm saying an hour, 2 hours, something like that to actually get the work done. I did end up picking up this swivel. It helped at the end. There was a lot of tension when I was coming out with it, so could you go without it? Yes. It got really loose here, and on my, I'm sure it works for this one too, but on my 1/2 inch, I just took some electrical tape and wrapped around it to keep it from moving the way I didn't want it to move. So probably could have done that, made it a little more secure, but got the job done. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and beneficial. If you did, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel.